Well, it's 7 p.m. in Georgia, or thereabouts. I'm not exactly on the 7 p.m. I'm gonna get out here and water my bird bath and hydrangea a little bit, and try to do a little bit of a vlog. I'm in the shade on the front porch on the shady side of the house. Temperature on that thermometer says 94. So I imagine out there in the sun it was probably close to 100 today. I won't bother you with watching me water the flowers, but we'll think up something to talk about here momentarily. I'll stop the camera right here. No, on second thought, I'll let the camera run. Never know what I might see out here or hear or do. Still having trouble with my stomach draining some. Got to go to the doctor tomorrow. Follow up, maybe he'll explain about all this draining. Today would be a good day to be fishing somewhere. Parked under a shade tree up along the edge of the lake somewhere, catching a mess of crappies. Crappies, some people call them. Or some bass, or white bass, or spotted bass, whatever is biting. Even catch some brim, maybe. I do enjoy fishing, although I haven't done any in quite a while. Maybe I'll share a little story with you. I got my flowers all watered, and the birds are coming to eat some birdseed I threw out there. Maybe the squirrels stay away. I've noticed when I get up walking around, my stomach starts dripping. I'll explain that to the doctor tomorrow and see what he says. Maybe he can cauterize the darn thing or something. But I thought I'd share a little story with you. As a kid, we lived down in South Georgia. Parents were separated, so we were dirt poor. It was just my birth mother and my two brothers. Live in a little sawmill town in McCray, Georgia. I've told this story before, but it's worth sharing again. I thought I'd tell you about the first time I ever went fishing. Now, normally we played out on, it was a dirt road run up and down the front of the row of the houses we lived in. It was a sawmill community. People that worked at the sawmill lived in this little row of shotgun houses. A shotgun house, if you don't know what it is a little wooden house. You fire a shotgun in the front door, the bullets would come out the back door. Just a square. I think it had like one bedroom, a kitchen, and a little living room. I remember the cold winter nights when we had to huddle around the stove to try to keep warm, a wood stove. Summertime, it would be so hot in that kitchen that she was cooking on the wood stove in the kitchen. Couldn't hardly stay in the place. Our only means of entertainment was a radio, an old tube-top radio that set up on top of the ice box. You don't know what an ice box is? It's a refrigerator that's not electric. You keep ice cubes in there. I remember the songs, one of the songs that played on that radio, and they played it regularly every day, was Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. That was a popular song back then. But I'm getting off my story about fishing. We played out along that dirt road. There was a ditch on the other side of it with kind of a swampy drainage ditch in front running down through there. There was always I saw a thing on video the other day, people were talking about their mode of entertainment was to go swimming in the pool. It reminded me that our mode of entertainment was to go wading in the creek or climbing in the ditch. A little creek actually is what it was. We'd dig up crawdads we called them, the crayfish. We'd dig down in the hole, they'd bore a hole down the ground, we'd dig down and catch them. Didn't know they were good to eat, or we'd probably ate them. We just played with them. But I was out there sitting in that swampy area, and what we wore was a pair of old sawed-off shorts, barefooted. Usually didn't even have a t-shirt on. I've got some pictures of me in there somewhere, buried away in the closet they took when I first come to live in Florida. We looked like some little foreigners, refugee children from some lower third world country. We were skin and bones. But we didn't know any better. I was sitting out there playing in the mud with my brothers, and here comes these two older boys walking down the road, had their fishing poles with them. Well, they go into the big creek, which is, I don't know, a half a mile down the road. There's a bridge down there and a highway, paved road passes over it. And it's a little creek about 10, 15, 20 feet wide, stream running down through there. You want to go fishing with us? I don't got no fishing pole. Come on, you can use one of ours. Well, I jumped in line with them and left my brother sitting there playing in the mud. I think I might have been about 6 years old, maybe 5. It might have been before I actually started school. But anyway, I went on down to knowing I'm going to get a spanking or a whipping with a switch if she finds out I done left the area around the house there. But I got down there on that creek and they gave me a cane pole with a bobber on it and put a worm on it. And I stuck it out there in the water, and it wasn't long the bobber went down and I pulled it up. Caught me a little brim or perch about 2 inches long. I was so excited, I jerked that fish off the hook, ran all the way back to the house. Look, Mama, what I caught a fish. I caught myself a little bit of tarnishing with a switch too. But if I got all about that, I wanted to come home and show off my fish. I didn't stay to see and catch any more fish. I'm sure them boys are still laughing at me running home with my fish. But that was probably the most excited I ever been about catching a fish. I've caught a lot of fish over the years. Caught some big ones. But I don't think I ever had that much excitement in my whole life as I did the first fish I ever caught. I'll put a link down to the original story if I can find it on one of my YouTube videos about my first fish. But I just thought I'd share that little bit story with you. Something to talk about while I'm sitting there on the porch. About the biggest largemouth bass I ever caught, or spotted bass, I don't remember what kind it was now, was a little lake called Avon. I don't know the name of the lake, but it's in Avon Park, Florida. That was Episcopal Church youth group, that youth camp that we went and camped at every summer for a month or two. And I went down to the pier, the dock where the people swim early, about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, got a fishing pole and caught me a bass on a rubber worm. He was every bit of 3 or 4 pounds. He was a big, no, he might have been 5 pounds. He was a pretty good sized bass. I don't think I've ever caught a bass bigger than that. You see them all the time on all these fishing shows. But I gave the fish away to one of the cooks that worked at the camp. Let him take it home and cook it. I didn't have no way to cook it. I might have been 15 when I caught that fish. My brothers and I grew up fishing in Brevard County, Florida. And we fished in the summertime practically every day. That was our mode of entertainment. We'd go fishing. Saltwater fishing's a lot different than freshwater fishing. You get bigger fish and more of them. Anyway, that's my little fishing stories for today. I'm going to go back in the house. It's kind of warm out here on this toasty Sunday evening. Be at the doctor's tomorrow. I'll let you know what he has to say. Pwalpar wishing everybody well. Take care.